Dan Lazar. We have Dan Lazar on. Dan Lazar on. Okay, Dan, if you're on, take the lead.
Thank you, Patrick. So my question is, what would be your strategy and approach to scale a property development company to a billion in less than 10 years?
Okay, it's basic math for me. How much are you currently doing?
This year we'll do roughly 10 million in sales.
So when you're saying a billion, are you saying billion in revenues or billion in sales?
Billion in sale in valuation actually.
Oh, you want a billion in valuation?
Yeah.
Okay, so the 10 million that you did this year, what are you making on that 10 million?
Roughly 1.5
million. You're making 1.5 million.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through it. So in 2021, you're gonna do 1.5 million. What did you do in 2020?
So we just started, so nothing.
Okay, so when you say you just started, like how long ago did you start?
So we acquired our first site in March. So it was a long process to learn everything, but actually March this year was the starting point.
Okay, how many people do you have on your team?
So it's 3 of us were full time, and it's a huge team of contractors.
How many?
Roughly 20, let's say.
Okay, what formulas have you already figured out with your business?
What do you mean by formulas?
Good question. So for example, per deal we make on an average of $28,000. Okay, each contractor to do a per $100,000 job, we need 6 contractors that we pay an average of $3,000 a piece. Like, if we do a contract today per $100,000, it takes us a month to finish the project. I'm just making stuff up. I'm asking you, like, what formulas do you currently have?
Yeah, so our strategy is to develop projects that are already approved. Therefore, the time frame is 1 year. With that being said, our margin is usually 15%, and 5% is usually the cost with professional consultants. So this includes the contractors and their fees, I guess.
Got it. So that's how you did 10 million, 1.5%, 15%, 1.5 million. Is that kind of how you came up with it?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. In order to do 100 million in a year, what do you need to do 100 million in a year? You got right now 3 full-timers, you got 20 contractors. What do you need to do 100 million a year? Is there a formula there?
It's a good question. So right now it's probably one deal that I'm able to actually get the landowner as a partner, so I can leverage the equity that he has in the land.
It's not what I'm asking though. So here's what I'm trying to go with you to hopefully make sense. So for me, let's just say, we have in the company right now 15,000 insurance agents. Okay, if they each sell a policy a month, that's 180,000 policies a month. At 180,000 policies a month, let's just say I'm a $500 million company. Okay, and to do 180,000 policies a year, we have 150 offices. So each office is averaging whatever 100 policies a month, right? So if I want to be a $1 billion company, I need to go to 30,000 agents, which means I need 300 offices, doing X, Y, Z to be a $1 billion valuation, right? You need the specific formulas. Formulas gives me confidence. Okay, like if you talk to bodybuilders and you say, hey, I want to have a real 6-pack, what does it take? 90% diet, 10% training. Okay, great. Unpack the diet. Give me what I need to eat diet-wise. Here's how it works. You need to eat this 3 times a day, 5 times a day. You drink this much water. You're this way. I need the formulas, right? Okay, and then training. You need to do abs 4 times a week. Take a break. Here's what you need to do. 15 times this times 4 reps and do 3 exercises. Okay. All I need the formula. You don't have formulas yet. Every time I ask you for formulas, you didn't give me formulas. So you need to come up with formulas to give you confidence on what you need to do to be a $1 billion company. And we're not going to figure that out in 3 minutes. That's going to take you spending time to come up with the formulas. I know my formulas in the company. I'll give you basic formulas on what I mean. At every level. Person asks me, like if I were to ask you right now, damn, I'm one of the guys that works for you. If I tell you, Dan, I want to make $100,000 a year, how do I do it? What do you say?
Find me a deal and we can do a joint venture on it.
That's not how this works. That's not specific. You just gave a general answer to me. Okay? If I ask you right now, what you just said to me is the following. You just said, I asked you, what kind of a girl are you looking for? And you said, any girl, just give me any girl I'm willing to marry. No, you're not. Dan, are you single or married right now?
I'm married.
You're married? Okay, when you were single and not married, would you have married just any girl?
No.
Okay, so that's how specific you need to be with how I make $100,000. So here's more the answer to the question. You want to make $100,000? Yes. Here's how it works. You got to get 25 new leads a week, make 100 contacts a day, sit down across the table from a client 10 times a week. Because if you do 10 times a week times 52 weeks, that's 520 in a year. 520 if you close 5% of it, that's 25 clients. If the average sale is $4,000 commission, you just made $100,000. That's formula. That produces confidence. If you just tell me, just bring me a deal, we'll make money, that doesn't give me confidence. You're winging it. So you need formulas. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Now, the more important side that we didn't even think about is the following. How do you run a $1 billion company? Identity, how big you think, how clear it is, how clear the vision is, the people you recruit, the people you attract, identifying how clear your audience is, knowing exactly what the ideal customer is, bringing in partners, collaborations. I mean, that's a whole different slew of things we're talking about. The first part I just gave you is the logic side. The other side is the vision side. We were just talking this week when I was in Aruba. I told a couple of my guys, one of the guys was asking me questions saying, why do people stop at a $500,000 a year income? Why do people slow down at a $500,000 a year income? I'm like, why do people slow down at a $500,000 a year income? Yeah, why do people slow down at a $500,000 a year income? I said, okay, you got two competitions that you have going on in your life. Here's what the competition is, okay, in your life. We talked about this on one of the elites, I think just yesterday, okay? Here's your competition that you have going on in your life. If your identity and your income are competing against each other. Your identity is what you think you're worth and what level of value you bring to the marketplace. It's your actual worth. The money is how much money you made this year. A lot of times people think just because they made $1 million in a year, they're worth $1 million in a year. It's the biggest lie. If somebody gets overpaid with money, but their identity doesn't change and improve, their income is eventually going to come back down exactly what they're worth. Meaning, if you're worth $400,000 and 1 year you made $1 million, but you didn't grow, your income's eventually going to come back down to $400,000 because you don't know what it is to make $1 million a year income. So if I want to one day build a $1 billion empire, I have to increase this, not this. I'm in the game of my identity always beating my income. I don't want my income and my lifestyle to beat my identity. If my income and my lifestyle beats my identity, that means I have a fall coming up very soon. But if my identity, like, let me flip it on you. Let's just say your identity is an 8.5, and right now you're at a 4 income-wise. Income is 4, but your identity is 8.5. I don't have to worry about it. Your income is eventually going to be 8.5. If your identity is a $2 million a year income and you're currently making 200 grand, just a matter of time, you're going to get to $2 million a year. The market's going to pay you $2 million a year income.
Makes
so
sense.
If you want to build a $1 billion empire, you have to spend a lot of time developing your identity. A lot of time developing your identity. Make sense?
Thank you. I appreciate, Patrick.